Got an update on the Sugar Bowl. We talked on this morning's show about the attack on Bourbon Street early Wednesday morning. The Sugar Bowl has been delayed because of that attack on Bourbon Street that took the lives of at least 10 people, at least 30 injured. We've learned since that the FBI is investigating this as a terrorist attack. The suspect accused of carrying out the attack is a guy named Shamsuddin Jabbar, who is a citizen of Texas, and he had come over to New Orleans. They're still looking into this, but in the interest of safety and making sure that everybody going to a game that's going to have 70,000 people at it will be okay, they are postponing the Sugar Bowl. The officials have said 24 hours, and that 24 hours keeps getting repeated. We don't actually have a kickoff time yet. I've just been corresponding with one of the PR people for the SEC, and they explained that they have not actually set a kickoff time for the game yet. The 24 hours is causing people to assume it'll be the same time that it was scheduled to be played Wednesday night, which would be 8:45 Eastern, 7:45 local. It might very well be that, but we just don't know that yet. So that's the information we're waiting to get from the folks on the ground. But obviously, it's a pretty fluid situation. We got a question in the chat. Could they cancel the game? It's always possible they could, but I think the city of New Orleans and pretty much everybody involved wants to make sure that game goes on. They also have the Super Bowl coming up in New Orleans in a month. So the governor was at a press conference today, in fact, and he was going to issue, I'm not sure on the official wording of this, but I believe the way he termed it was a state of emergency that would allow local and federal officials to combine to try to, make that environment as secure as possible. And he ended up doing it today as opposed to tomorrow. It was going to be done tomorrow in advance of the Super Bowl, and now they're doing it today. And obviously the FBI is leading the investigation. They're treating it as a terrorist attack. They're looking for potential accomplices right now. So there's a lot going on that has nothing to do with football, that is, makes football seem very small by comparison. And that is part of the situation. And for a lot of us have been to New Orleans, we've been to Bourbon Street, we've been to that area. That's a lot of area to cordon off, to treat as a crime scene, to deal with. And then obviously it's all in walking distance of the Superdome. And so clearly they want to make sure this is going to be as safe as possible with that many people in the building. The reports that we've seen out of New Orleans are that the man who was driving the truck into the people on Bourbon Street had IEDs with him. So it's going to be a pretty high security event and should be. And so, it's right now the details are sketchy. They're not releasing names of victims because they're trying to notify families. Georgia President Jerry Moorhead released a statement saying that one of the victims was a Georgia student who was injured. Notre Dame released a statement saying they're praying for the victims and their families. Obviously, there's not much anybody can do from a football standpoint. Again, it all seems pretty small compared to what's going on. So we'll find out more as we go. When we get a kickoff time officially, we'll let you know. But the messaging has been that it's been postponed for 24 hours. So the assumption is it'll kick off at the time it was going to kick off on Wednesday night, and we'll see about that. And again, it is a fluid situation. Obviously, if they find another threat, then they've got to worry about that. Jared in the chat says, could they relocate this game? I would imagine if they feel like there's a threat that they could do something like that. But right now, I think they're trying to assess the situation now and see if they can get everything moving on and get New Orleans back to normal. But it's obviously a very fluid situation. So we will find out more. Again, football, very small in this whole thing, but you've got the Peach Bowl going on right now. The Rose Bowl will go on as planned. And then we think Thursday, the Sugar Bowl will be played between Georgia and Notre Dame. But stay tuned. 2 on 3. We'll let you know as soon as we do, as the situation changes. We'll have our regular show, Andy and Ari on 3 at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday. We'll be going live after the Rose Bowl tonight, Wednesday night. We'll also be going live after the Peach Bowl. So if there are any updates, we will make sure to let you know, and keep it tuned to on3.com. Any updates we get, we will pass along. But obviously, we're not thinking that much about the football right now because this is a very serious situation, and everybody's just trying to do the best they can to get their arms around it. And as soon as we get more information, we'll let you know. But as we know now, the Sugar Bowl has been delayed. We think it's going to happen Thursday. When we get an exact kickoff time, we'll let you know.